sorry. I had an issue with that yesterday. Like, I started doing a broadcast, and then it decided, no, I'm recording, and I didn't want that. So, anyways, we're getting started again on my lovely Let's Read of, Homestuck. And we're starting from this lovely spot. First take the fabric item on the floor there. The towel, why? Oh well, you're the boss. You capture log. The towel, what now? Sorry. Loading. Do as the purple text says, go to the balcony. John makes his way to the balcony per the awkwardly worded request. Wait, take that blue wobbly thing. You whimsically decide to capture log the totem which was used to create the apple tree earlier. John, recycle the grist as was dictated by your cohort. John cannot do anything with the grist as of this moment. This is up to the spur player. I see. Yes, that will suffice. Rose deletes the perfectly generic objects. 6 units of build grist are restored to your grist cache. Boop. Rose extends the grist to drag a new plank from the balcony to the direction of the PDA. John, run across precarious platform swiftly. John isn't sure about that. It's a long way down. Boy, I said make haste on the narrow catwalk. John is very nervous about the idea, and the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. Fine, proceed as your level of comfort dictates. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA store. Rose retrieves it. Now take it. You grab the PDA, launching one of the Harlequin figures into the night. You could kiss that one goodbye. Double question mark. What? Or double arrow. One arrow command will suffice, thanks. It looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. These boring men are uninteresting. John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative. I'm fine, I guess. Since I've got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do. By some kind of voice that I can't really even hear. I don't know. It is hard to explain. Perhaps the early symptoms of an anxiety disorder, like post-traumatic stress. Yeah, maybe, who knows. Well, if you can pull yourself together, there are a few more things we should try, like prototyping the kernel sprite. Again, if possible. We should hurry. My laptop battery won't last forever. Okay, I will go back inside. No! Don't do that! Hop off the sledge onto that car. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Arrow. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you just tumble out of, anyway? Who are you? Years in the future, but not many. An unsealed tunnel welcomes hot desert air into its stagnant depths. Boop, boop, boop. It's the mayor, boy. You there, boy. Boop, boop. Okay. A000, an examination of the basics. Upon connecting with the client user, you, the server user, will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your co-player's environment. You will find that you are allowed to deploy 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines, and 1 is a punch card. It's quite possible that you have already deployed some of these items before reading this. If this is the case and you have activated the machine called the Extruder such that it deploys a countdown, you must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of the client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But if not, please refrain from doing anything with the Extruder aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly and to go over the basics of the game before you find your soft, easily punctured head in the jaws of the lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in a process which appears to have a singular purpose: to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of the game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process yet to present themselves, but for now, the variety of objects you are able to create remain quite limited. Jeez. The items in question are the Extruder. Again, tread lightly with this one. The totem length, the alchemeter, and the punch card. I will describe how each device work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made at a hardware store to help you understand. First, deploy all of these objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of rooms to make space for them, and I advise against this, or even experimenting with the function. Doing so comes at the expense of build grist, a commodity which appears to be at a premium on the onset, and one you be best advised to save for later. The Extruder. Removing the lid signals the moment your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of a especially ethnic wedding. Somewhere a soused uncle deliberately shatters china on the floor, muddy livestock is decorated and then lost track of. The question, whose meal is this, at times can be heard over the din. This is now your reality. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I'm about to describe. The countdown begins. Yes, also an entity called the Kernel Sprite is released. But neither of these things are all that relevant to this process. To my knowledge, more on these things later. What is relevant is the unlit Extruder's ability to dispense Quacksite dowels. It will dispense at least 1, though I suspect it is capable of producing more, given parameters I am not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent the uncarved pieces of metal which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer or a rack and sets about carving into a key. The 2 following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punched card. It is a simple Siladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed contained a blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you may guess, is punched, like one used with antique computing systems. The pattern of holes comprise data, which I believe corresponds to the instructions for creating the item the card contains. That is, pre-punch suggests. There is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly imprinting it with the data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on the card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is a middleman. The middleman is the totem lathe. The totem lathe. This is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve into your Cruxite dial a pattern of grooves and contours, the sort which makes a key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted into the lathe pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the dowel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the card item through the alchemitor. But at this point, I will diverge from my key-making analogy and switch to a barcode analogy, which is not a terrible strenuous leap to make, since the concepts of a key and a barcode are essentially the same. One being a unique pattern of grooves, the other of varying black lines. The alchemitor. If you place a Cruxite dowel, carved or uncarved, on the alchemitor's small pedestal, its robotic arm will scan the contours with a laser, hence the barcode analogy. This is the machine's way of reading the data originally imprinted from the card and transfiguring that data into a physical object, though typically this is not done without expense, I believe. An uncarved dowel results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is a seemingly useless green cube. It costs 2 units of build grist to make, and I do not advise you to waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grist, ostentatiously used in combinations to create different sorts of items, which possibly offer some insight into the game's use of the terms alchemy. But quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Creating the item on the pre-punch card costs nothing. This is good because creating this item turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can in your own time begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back. So best be prepared, but you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is your only means of escape. When you are ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next section swiftly. A100, so your crux shooter is ticking. Do this to live. Boop boop boop. Do 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 do. Okay. In the distance, meteorites fall with greater frequencies. The fire in the forest burns so hot, not even the rain is putting it out. Rose, check status of battery. Your laptop battery is alright for now, but it won't be for long. If the power in the house doesn't come back on, you can think of one last resort, the small backup generator stored behind the mausoleum. Rose, prototype sprite with Betty Crocker box. What? Oh man, you're going to use that? That sucks. What a stupid idea. We have to hurry along. I'm running low on battery power, but the cake mix, that's so done. I doubt it matters. We might as well just use any old crap lying around. Fine, I guess. The sprite is plain hard to get. You guess that's what you get for originally prototyping it with something that engenders mischief and pranksterism. Do the potted vegetable instead. It looks delicious. Pipe down, you. This is Rose's decision, not yours. Rose, prototype sprite with Sassacre text. Oh yes, sweet, now we're talking. See if you could distract it. I'll try to sneak up on it. John, flail about in a distracting manner. The sprite finds the distracting manner in which you flail about to be rather distracting. The pesky sprite eludes you again. Not even the great Colonel himself can outfox it. Narrowly missing with your attempt to create the Colonel sprite, you drop the massive tome. The entire house rattles under the astonishing girth of the book. In the other room, Nana's ashes stomp onto the sprite, which is caught unaware by the dowsing. Inspect Haghash incident. You find the sacred urn toppled again. This time you're quite sure it wasn't your fault. The sprite is nowhere to be found. Rose, remove Crux Tutor from doorway. Oh man, where'd it go? I can't find it anywhere in the house. No time to worry about it. The next thing we should do is get your server copy of the game from the car. You need to connect to my client so I can repeat your steps and presumably join you wherever you are. We should do this quickly before my house burns down. What? There's a fire? There will be soon. Oh geez. So move this thing already. It looks like it requires a lot of gross to move. I don't have enough to relocate the door either. How much do you have? 0. Oh, I thought about jumping to the car from the ledge earlier, but that sounds really dangerous. I have a better idea. Meet me upstairs. Do again as purple words say. You're about to head upstairs when you thought you heard something behind you. It was faint, but you could swear it was small. It was a small, light-hearted chuckle, along the lines of a spirited ho ho ho. Boop. Ignore this woman's antics. You are not sure you even saw a woman, let alone any of her hypothetical antics, but whatever it was, you might have caught a glimpse of it. I'm sure it sure gave you the willies. You head upstairs on your way to the balcony. Your PDA is acting up again. Indulge the device, but be curt with it. Oh god. Hey bro, check it. Hey bro, check it out. I'm working on some new rhymes. Dude, I don't have time for your nerdy raps. Come on, this is hells of ill. Just listen. It sounds like you don't even believe me that I was about to get blown up. But I really was. But now I'm in some weird dimension that Spurb sent me to or something. And now on top of that, I think I'm being hunted by my dead grandma. Huh? For real? Yeah, it's true. But I'll talk to you later about it. I think I could drop some sick rhymes about all this. Man, see, I just don't think all the rapping stuff is really as cool as you think it is. No, this will be dope. Check it. No, I have to go. Bye. Wait. Armageddon's getting waged on us, but I'm getting armed and dangerous, sending men in space for saving us. See which player's more courageous, Ben or Bruce. Dudes reach a truce, put their blow shoots to use, and upsuck it. Affleck's sacrifice? I mean, Cryphus would have to syphilis. Oh, fluck it. Bro has a stained glass saint up on a cross getting hella Christ up Lidris. Bruce likes offa that crucifix nuff. This fucking savior fuss restrained his as per McLean Redux, while Bashami remained dangerous. Oh my god, Dave. When a plan gone astray pays off, a wasted Kratos. Ashtray catering to layers of Matt McConaughey's vague reminder dust. Wait, McConaughey wasn't even in any of those Meteor movies, was he? I'll have to make a rap about. I don't know, Morgan Freeman or something. Being the president, it will be called Obama Made It So That No One Gives a Shit about black presidents in movies anymore. See, you've got to fill me in on what's going on. So, I have something to rap about besides all your dumb shit movies. Oh. Enough strange poetry from the red text. You head out to the balcony to find out what Rose has in mind. She is messaging you again. The purple text is less irrational than the red text. I'm lifting the car up to the balcony. Whoa. Okay. Once it is up, retrieve the game, then I'll put it back down on the driveway. But the door is locked. Then break a window. But it's my dad's car. It's just a window, and this is sort of an emergency. Otherwise, I promise I'll handle the car with velveteen gloves. Alright. Rose, pick up the car. Connection lost. Ridiculous, folly, inexcusable. You're inclined to agree, but hey, accidents happen. You double check your PDA to make sure if Rose is really gone. Indeed, this seems to be the case. TG is still pestering you, of course, but another chum is now logged in as well. What color are the words that this chum says? Boop. I'm back! Oh, hi. I went to investigate the explosion I heard. Was it by any chance a meteor? Yes, how did you know? Oh man, it's kind of a long story. Anyway, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything? No, I'm fine. It landed a pretty good ways away from my house, and I want to look at it. It's pretty big, but Beck doesn't want me to go near it. So I came home. He seems to think it's dangerous. Well, gosh, he's probably right. Anyway, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet? Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weird, spooky, bottomless pit, and the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh no! Wow, okay, I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood. That's terrible, John. I'm so sorry. But I'm okay, and my house is too, sort of. The game I was telling you about, Spurb, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute, but now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad, and I just lost the car and my copy of the game in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse. Funny face. Well, it sounds really crazy, but kind of scary. It also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John. Maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, I think it is probably you. Wow, you think so? Yes. Well, okay, but it's not even that simple. I was about to connect to Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fire and stuff, but she lost battery power and I lost the game disc, so I think I have to get TG to use his copy to save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff. He's so silly. Yeah, anyway, I should talk to him about it, so BRB. Loading. The green text was attractive. Now view the red text again. Oh god. What fresh hell am I gonna have to read? When the film crew zooms where the president's at, I'm like, if that dude's black, I'll eat my hat. Turns out he is, and we're all, damn, Director Scott Gumpton? Like, we'll all flip our shit, he ain't shining shoes or something. It's called free emancipation. If it's not pres-election, it's good ascension. And Bruce Almighty whoops different Bruce from the one I just mentioned. Ag! Can't explain to me why this ain't condescension. To think I'll shit a brick. Not even he can convey the attention with his quick-spun wit. Rather defray all this tension, sit on his lap while he whittles and splint, and some guy eyes what he does and patronizes. I guess Negro City's the mother of invention. Stop rapping for a second. Your horse's ass. I have something important to talk about. What's up? Rose is in trouble and she needs help. I was going to connect to her with my Spurb copy. I was going to connect to her with Suburb, but I lost my copy, okay? Also, she lost battery power. If she can't get back up and running, she'll need someone with the game to get her out of there before her house burns down. So I think you should use your copy of the game to help my copy. That's gonna be tough. Why? I lost it. It's a stupid story, and I'd rather not talk about it. Should be embarrassing, yo. I thought you said you had two. Well, yeah, one is my brother's copy. Okay, we'll get his then. Alright, but he's not gonna be happy about that. Whatever. Also, you might want to read Rose's walkthrough to get up to speed with this. Oh man. What? Nothing really. Look, all I'm saying is the girl tends to lay it on kind of thick, you know. Rolls eyes. Your laptop is out of battery power. There's only one thing left to do. Time to make your way to the backup generator. Rose, knit laptop cozy to shield your laptop from the rain. That would be such a waste of time. Besides, you already knitted one a while ago. You retrieve it from your knitting bag and apply it to your laptop. You capture log the laptop plus cozy. Rose, equip the grimoire to strive specibus. That would be incredibly ill-advised. There are some dark forces you just don't want to mess around with. You understand this better than most. You put the book down. Rose, recapture log your items. You grab the knitting bag and the grimoire in that order. It's always the logistical puzzle with your tree modus. The tree auto-balances, leaving the knitting bag accessible in the root car. Rose, allocate knitting needles to strive specibus. You feel a lot more comfortable with this as a weapon. You're so handy with these needles, you feel like you could probably use them to fillet a swordfish. You lose the root card in the process, severing the tree. Hey, careful with all that stuff. Rose, knit plush cuddle Cthulhu to serve nerves. That would also be a preposterous waste of time. Besides, you're quite sure you never heard of this creature called Cthulhu before. There are however many other specimens of the zoological dubious you're familiar with, such as Rose. Consult the grimoire. Cthulhu. Foul patrician of misery. To hear his mammoth belly gurgle is to know the epcot of joy has come to an abrupt end. The Nurbuglith, shame beast, king of grotesquerie. Writhe, lord of the most beyondhood. Hearing his melodious chirps and tongue clicks causes one's bones to explode. And of course there's Ogloth, the deep one. Whenever he grinds his teeth, all the children of a random galaxy somewhere will frown continuously for a 9,000-year span. He is the first and smallest of the smaller gods, appointed in the servitude of a vile, unfathomable pantheon of meddling gods, which caters to the whims of the noble circle of horror terrors, an omniscient, omnipotent order of the elite few, forever cloaked in the darkness of the furthest ring. Oy. And then there's this strange page containing some rather mysterious notes on summoning procedures. You've never been quite sure what these diagrams are getting at. Oh, the fourth wall. Rose, take items and proceed downstairs. You recaptchalogue everything the way you want it to appear in the tree and head downstairs. You figure that's enough dilly-dallying. Time to get a move on. Is my sound on? Yes. You wonder if this rain will ever let up. It's driven since the month began, perhaps long enough to forget its purpose. It's no longer even knows to assuage fire. Somehow a zealous god threads these strings between the clouds and the earth, preparing for a symphony appears impossible to play. And so it threads on and on, delaying the rise of the conductor's baton. How you hate the season. April is the coolest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. American sports legend Charles Barkley. Rose, confront mother in hall. Surely your mother is lurking nearby. Oh, psych. Surely your mother is lurking nearby. You should be prepared for an unpleasant confront. Oh, psych. Yay. What? There's this really cool dude, okay? He's standing around being all chill, like cool dudes are known to do sometimes. A cool dude like this probably has a real cool name, but he probably wouldn't just tell you what it is. Tell you what it was if you asked. He'd be way too busy for that. Busy being totally sweet. Oh my god. But you could always try to guess his name, and if you were right, he might nod ever so slightly. That's a cool dude's way of letting you know there might be hope for you yet. Enter name. Insufferable prick. This guy doesn't have time for this sort of bullshit. Dave Strider. Examine room. Your name is Dave. It is an unseasonably warm April day. Your bedroom window is open to let some air in, and your fan is cranked. Arguably even more cranked would be your fly beats, which brings us to your variety of interests. A cool dude like you is sure to have plenty. You have a penchant for spinning out unbelievably ill jams with your turntables and mixing gear. You like to rave about bands no one's ever heard of but you. You collect weird dead things preserved in various ways. You are an amateur photographer and operate your own makeshift darkroom. You maintain a number of ironically humorous blogs, websites, and social networking profiles. And if the inspiration strikes, you won't hesitate to drop some fat rhymes on a mofo and represent. What will you do? Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Loading. How long is... Dave, quickly retrieve arms from cinder blocks. Nah. Dave, get the damn beta and save your friend's life. This notion strikes you as nonsensical. You can't imagine how a video game could save someone's life, and in any case, you're quite sure no one you know is in any danger anyway. These are your copies of the beta you've received in the mail recently. You've labeled them with your name in bold red print to distinguish them from your bro's copies, who labeled his in kind. Neither of you really give a shit about this game or has any intention of playing it, but you'll be damned if you'll let that get in the way of your campaign of one-upmanship. Dave, bleat like a goat and piss on your turntable. Oh my god. You would never consider allowing any fluid even remotely resembling urine to touch your beloved turntables. That would risk breaking them, and a world without the gift of your godly science just doesn't sound like a place you want any part of. While you're at it, you might as well wipe out human civilization with a meteor or something ridiculous like that, which will probably never happen. This sort of thing only happens in stupid idiot movies for stupid idiots. You will, however, contemplate bleeding like a goat for ironically humorous purposes at a later date. Meh. I'm sorry. I had to. Dave, examine closet. This is your closet. This is where you keep a lot of your crap. Like that box and that bottle of what? What is that? Is that? Dave, check the blue box. This is the package that your friend John Egbert sent for your 13th birthday a little while ago. It now contains nothing except a note and a certificate of authenticity vouching for the genuine Hollywood memorabilia which the box originally contained, and which you are now wearing to be ironic, but also to be incredibly cool in a way somehow intangibly related to the ironic nature of the accessory. You find it sort of exasperating to explain these subtleties to people. The box also included a signed photo of Ben Stiller, which now proudly hangs above your closet, proudly and ironically. Dave, take box. Dave's math. You capture log the box through the hash map fetch modus. Your modus's current hash function revolves the index by valuing the constant but at 2 and each val at 1. The total is divided by your number of cards, and the remainder is the index. So, box equals 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 5. 5 divided by 10 equals 5. The box is capture logged in card 5. Dave, examine jar of unknown yellow substance in the closet. Oh, hell yes. This is an unopened container of apple juice. You thought you were all out. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. This is great. You've got to tell John about this immediately. He'll be so excited. Dave, take juice. You capture log the juice into card number 7. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 divided by 10 equals 7. Dave, access Pester Chum and Pester John. Oh, he has a gaming computer. In addition to letting your buddy know about this outstanding juice windfall, you figured you'd wish him a happy birthday while you're at it. In your own cool, sort of roundabout way, of course. Good thing you looked at that box he sent you, or you might have forgotten. You also might as well ask him about that beta. The kid's been harping about it for 4 weeks. It would be cool if it came on his birthday. He'd be one happy camper. So I'm not going to read this part again. I'm just gonna scroll down, because I've already read this part when Dave was originally in the beginning. So it's all pretty much the same. Dave, go online and view sites indicative of your interest. You open the Hephaestus web browser and direct it to your ironically maintained blog where you post monthly satirical reviews of Game Bro magazine. Your latest post is a review of the March issue. Let's click on that. Game Bro! That's what it looks like. You've been meaning to write a review for the latest issue too, but you've been sort of dogging it. Something about the game they're reviewing just doesn't strike you as ripe for sectorial purposes. In a new tab, you open another one of your sites, a webcomic ironically maintained through a satirical cipher vaguely similar to that of your blog is called Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You have legions of devoted fans, most of whom are totally convinced of your creative persona's sincerity, which is just how you like it. And this, yep, that's Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. Dave, check the latest page of the Midnight Crew. You figured as long as you're chilling at your computer, you might as well see how the new MSPA story is going along. You haven't looked at it in a while. Midnight Crew. You are members of a sinister gang called the Midnight Crew. Your nefarious plots are serpentine in complexity. Your schemes convoluted. You are planning a heist in your underground hideout. What will you do? Use Osocam's razor on plans and schemes. Spade Slick uses Osocam's razor to carve a circular hole into the heist plans, freeing it from the knife. You wonder what moron would jam the knife so hard into the table in the first place. Spade Slick climb ladder and exit hideout, implement nefarious plots. You push against the manhole cover, but it seems unbelievable. You push against the manhole cover, but it seems some unbelievable jackass has parked your getaway van on top of it. A familiar feeling stirs. That feeling is overwhelming, soul-blackening rage. It is the sort of rage that will make a man feel totally justified in sporting an unnecessarily elaborate sort of fancy blades. Dave, skip ahead 100 pages or so. You don't remember where you last left off, so you jump way ahead. You always forget to save your place in the story. It looks like tempers have become short in this pressure cooker already. You speculate that the tipping point may have been an ill-advised motion for a game of 52 pickup. Dave, save your place and read it later. Even though the adventure began recently, it's already over 3,000 pages long. You just don't have time for this bullshit. You'll catch up later. Besides, it looks like someone's pestering you. You're pretty sure you know who it is. Dave, answer chum. In some cultures, the persistent refusal of a lady's invitation to play a game with her would be a sign wanton disrespect. Either that or flagrant homosexuality. What? No, look, I'm busy, okay? I've got a lot of shit on my plate. I am sort of a big deal, okay? I know. Sometimes I wonder how you are ever allowed to pay for meals in restaurants. It must be hard to keep a low profile when you're always overhearing odd voice whispers. It's that guy who has a blog. Seriously, Dudes be worshipping me left and right. I can't hardly walk down the street without stepping over torsos of the prostrate. Navigating the urban landscape, I'm sure, is difficult enough without an obstacle course of a differential, flash, and skyward assist. Perhaps adapting the art of parkour to your unique environment would help. Yeah, I mean, damn, there's this scruffy little shit at my feet, an orphan or something, I don't know. Face flush on the pavement. I'm like, dude, you listening for a stampede of buffalo or something? He braves a look at me and then gives my shoe a little kiss and scurries the fuck off. Heavy as the crown. Yeah, not kicking Oliver Twist in the fucking face every day is my gift to the world, I guess. Breathtakingly magnanimity. Among other things, I just give and fucking give. Indeed, nary a jewel tumbles from your wish box of daily exploits, which I imagine does not sparkle. Oh, for fuck's sakes, you're just lobbying me for me to play that dumb game. Baseless accusations. Look, I am telling you, Egbert is all about the game. He will play it with you and probably be tickled retarded about it. I know this very well. I cannot hasten his mail delivery, however. Yeah, I'll ask him some more about it and look how about this? If you ever find yourself in a position where your life depends on me playing that piece of shit game, then I'll play. Will that make you happy? More than you know. It perfectly mollifies my grief over the demise of chivalry. Ugh. John, what are you doing? Stop doing nothing. Meanwhile, in the present, in a place where the present may be a concept of dubious merit, John is spacing out, but a vague and forceful thought jolts him to attention. Or maybe it is that bumping sound coming from the other side of the door. What is that? A thick, unpleasant fluid pulls from beneath the door. Troubling, investigate this. This is a trail of this fluid. There is a trail of this fluid in the hall leading to your room. Dave, play some hauntingly sick beats. You have had enough of the computer for a while. You feel like you've been messing around on it all week. It's time to get your jam on. Pull up your trusty Aki MPC 1000 sampler and prepare to get sick nasty. Okay. Okay, let me click on this. Okay, so anyways, at that part, it would like play like a song. Dave, take a sip of the apple juice despite what John said. Those beets were so fresh they belong in the produce aisle, is what you're talking about. Soccer moms be thumping that shit for ripeness like melons. Know what I'm saying? After beets this fresh, it would be a crime not to reward yourself with a celebratory swig. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 divided by 10 equals 7. You can't do it. John's got you all twisted up inside now. All you can think about is Mendel's gross monster piss. Damn you, Egbert. You recaptulogued the juice. Dave, allocate sword to strife specialist. Your strife specialist is already allocated with the blade kind astrobus. There is no need to allocate it now. You can wield your sweet ninja sword as a weapon once it is in your strife deck, but you will have to captchalogue it first before moving it there. Dave, captchalogue sword. The ninja sword, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 equals 17 divided by 10 equals 7. Occupies the same card as the juice, expelling the juice from your Sylladex. It splashes all over your turntables and your copies of the beta. Ugh! Dave, get a towel or something. You head out to get a towel from the bathroom across the hall. You glance at one of the many radical puppets in your bro's collection and nod in approval. Is there anything not awesome about your bro? No, you think not. You enter the bathroom. There's a damp towel on the floor you can probably use for this crisis. You stop to pay a little respect to one of your bros boys up here. Hey, little man, how's it hanging? Dave, capture log damp towel. You take the damp towel. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 15 divided by 10 equals 5, expelling the box. Dave, search the bathroom for something less damp. Nah, you just decide to wring this towel out into the toilet to make it less damp. Now it is now just a towel. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 8. Divided by 10 equals 8. You now take the towel and grab the box again while you're at it. Dave, clean up the juice. You clean up the juice with the towel and hang the damp beta envelopes on your line to dry off. In the breeze of the fan, the betas jostle near the open window. This arrangement is a little disconcerting if they fell out. It sure would be a stupid way to lose them. Dave, turn off the fan. The crisis is easily averted. You can't imagine it will ever resurface later in any way, shape, or form. That beta is as good as yours forever. You should probably go pester Egbert again. You wonder if he found the beta yet. You also might chat with your retrospective facilities about your retrospective Sylladeses and fetch Modi. If the topic happens to come up, you wonder if he is anywhere near as smooth with his Sylladex as you are. Probably not. It's probably not even humanly possible. Suddenly, a rambunctious crow flies in the open window and snatches the beta, possibly to make a nest with it or something, just for the sake of being a brainless, feathery asshole. You yell at the bird. Stop! Oh no! It launched the sword. You accidentally launch your ninja sword. Everything goes flying out the window, dead bird and all. No one can ever know about this. Dave, look out window. Yeah, you could kiss all that stuff goodbye. You feel sorry for the bird, but at least you've never planned on ever using the beta, ever. Anyway, now that that bit of ugliness is behind, you guess you can move forward to several more hours of messing around in your room? Whoa, wait, what? Oh, snap. Boop-a-doop-doop. You prepare to descend the stairs to your living room. You are standing eye to eye with a familiar foe, a 20-foot granite statue of the mighty wizard Zasperpan, the Learned. Your mother had him installed through a hole in the roof with a heavy-duty crane. Just look at that mystical gaze. To peer into those aloof glassy eyes is to arrest the curiosity of any mortal. To behold the wisdom concealed in the furrows of that venerable face is to know the ceaseless joys of bewilderment itself. Any man so fortunate as to catch a skin his merry twinkle or twitch of whisker shall surely have all his dreams fulfilled. You find this grisly abomination utterly detestable. Rose, psychoanalyze mother's love a wizard. There is nothing to psychoanalyze. Your mother clearly has no real affinity for these damnable things. She only collects them to spite you. If anything, she finds them more repellent than you do. She's just a committed woman. Rose, go downstairs to the kitchen's back door. You descend to the living room area of your home's expansive open layout. There is the sound of rushing water beneath the floor. It tends to strike guests as a strange presence in a living space, but it's hardly audible to you through familiarity. There's the front door, but hopefully there's no need to take the long trek around the house in the rain. You might as well see if you could slip through the kitchen and out the back unnoticed. Rose, view mother's solid copper vacuum statue. Okay, but it's bronze, not copper. But it wasn't always. A while ago, you gave this as an ironic gift to your mom for Mother's Day. You even customized it with a drink holder to support one of her ambiguous alcoholic beverages. She liked the gift so much she had it bronze and put on this pedestal. She even left it plugged in so it could still be turned on now and then, but never to do any cleaning. It never leaves this display. Sometimes at night, when you're in your room, you can hear it wailing from downstairs. She must know you could hear it. She's completely deranged. Rose, grab the Eldritch Princess. It's too big to capture lock. Not that you would want to move it anyway. The pretty princess doll has been sitting there for months. Ever since your mother got this abomination for your birthday as a totally passive-aggressive gesture. You decide to make it much less abominable by knitting Her Majesty a new head and new arms. Now it brings a mischievous smile to your face whenever you walk by. Your mother hasn't removed the doll yet and probably never will. You will never be the one to blink first. Rose, acquire a umbrella for protection from elements. You are going to have a hell of a time accessing that card when you need it. You guess you'll just cross that bridge later. Rose, peek inside kitchen. The liquor bottles are out in full force. Mom is surely nearby. Rose, investigate richly colored object in the middle of screen. That would be your refrigerator, whose surfaces has customarily served as the battlefield for a chilly siege of passive-aggressive one-upmanship. This was a drawing you did of your cat Jaspers when you were younger, along with a poem about him. Your mother bought this ostentatious $15,000 frame for it and had it welded to the door. Using the colorful magnets, you recently left a succinct message which may or may not have been directed toward anyone in particular, but you couldn't find the letter W, so you stuck two V's together. Your mother then purchased a fresh pack of W's and left them there for your convenience. Appreciative of the thoughtful gesture, you left her a sincere thank you note, which you had legally notarized and then marked with a drop of blood. But part of it was touching the floor, so your mother was kind enough to lift the lower portion of the document with a velvet pillow. Rose, attach a W to face as a fake mustache. This is incredibly silly, and you're not sure how it fits into your campaign against your mother or getting your computer back online to escape your doom. but it's hard to resist getting a little silly sometimes, especially when you're absolutely positive no one is watching. Rose, capture log W. But that unsightly void in the W pack won't do, nor will the gash in the plastic. You deposit 12 cents in its place, which is your approximation of the letter's value. You also make a vow to return later and neatly sew the plastic shut. Rose, think of ways to one-up Mother. You now wonder how to address the pillow situation. It seems the woman has you at a clear disadvantage. Perhaps slipping a fresh dolly under the pillow will do the trick, or maybe spilling a little bit of Worcestershire sauce on it, and then having it dry cleaned and returned along with a laborious integrating apology note. No, there's no time for anything like that. Or maybe just thinking out loud here, you could use the entire pack of W's as M's. Oh yes, that would burn. But you've already done something with that W pack, and there's no need to go back and gild that lily. This is delicate business, and that pillow is screaming for rebuttal. Rose, capture log velvet pillow. You decide to take the velvet pillow and lovingly embroider a poem in praise of motherhood on it. Hopefully you can pull this off before she notices it's gone. Boy. But it causes your tree to be pretty badly unbalanced. It surely will auto-balance itself in a moment. Just like that, the umbrella becomes accessible in the root car. That's one of the things you love about the tree motos. The happy surprises. Rose, head out the back door. Oh, that's enough time to go. Ugh! You don't know how she does that. You're never safe in this house, and of all things to do during a power outage, She's up to her ironic housewife routine again. That mop bucket doesn't even have water in it. What an absolute madwoman. Rose, hop over counter, landing in a roll. This bird's gotta fly. Youth roll. Lousy goddamn stupid wizards. Meanwhile, in the past again, you're absolutely done patching up the hole in your window with the gaffer tape. It's sort of hard to get any work done when people keep pestering you all day. You guess you better get that. Dave and Sir Chum. Garden Gnostics began pestering Turtek Godhead. Hi, Dave. Hey, sup. Not much. Sup with you, bro. Yeah. Ha, good one. It's alright. Been chillin', I guess. You know how it goes. Great. Feeling cool today, Mr. Cool Guy? Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you know it. So cool. You know shit is ice cold up in here. It should be wicked bananas, I am telling you. Smiley. So, have you talked to John today? Yeah, we were just talking a while ago about how he sucks at his Sylladex. Can you believe he uses Stack? That kid is ridiculous. Lol. Well, that doesn't sound like much fun. What was it you use again? Wait, no, never mind. I forgot. Whenever we talk about your goofy moduses, I get a migraine. What do you want with John? Smiley face. I want to tell him happy birthday and ask him about his birthday package. Oh, yeah. I was being sort of cagey and told him to check the mail because I was wondering if mine came yet. You think it did? Yeah. And I think mine came too. So, I guess you want to know if he likes it or something? No. He will not. He will not open it. He will not lose it. No, he will not open it. He will lose it. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that, I guess. No, it's good actually because he will find it again later when he really needs it. Which, of course, is why I sent it in the first place. See, like, I never get how you know these things. I don't know. I just know that I know. Alright. Anyway, I have to go. I have to feed Beck, which is always a bit of an undertaking, man. If I were you, I would just take that fucking devil beast out behind the woodshed and blow its head off. I don't think I could if I tried. Yeah, say hi to your granddad for me too, okay? Sad face. Yes, I guess an encounter with him is almost certain. It is usually intense. Yeah, well, it isn't always with family, but he sounds like a total badass. Well, yeah, isn't it always with family, but he sounds like a total badass? Yeah, he totally is. Anyway, gotta go. See ya. Heart. Boop. Dave, get phone. It will be handy to have your phone 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 8 on standby so you won't always have to go back to your computer whenever someone pesters you. This way you can text message 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 18 divided by 10 equals 8. People, no matter where you are or what outrageously cool thing you're up to. So cool. John, pursue adversary into that room. An even meaner while in the present, sort of. Once again, the slippery antagonist eludes you. You only find more of that unpleasant, oily smears. Someone is pestering you, both your PDA and computer register the message. This chum will know what to do. Alright, I'm out of my room, now looking for my Rose game. Oh, good. Yeah, there is no sign of Rose yet. I hope she is okay. Well, if she comes back, I'll be ready. You better know what you're talking about, because this could get ugly. Brought my phone, and I also took my awesome katana with me in case things get too hot to handle, and they always do. You mean that cheap piece of shit that you have on your wall? F you. It's sharp, and it's awesome, and it's a sword. End of story. Okay, I don't really care. I'm in my room again. I really think there's someone else in this house, like monsters or something. Howie? I wish. Dude, monsters aren't real. That's stupid kid stuff for stupid babies. Maybe, yeah, you're right. What are you, an idiot? Of course there are monsters in your house. You're in some weird evil monster dimension. Come on. Skepticism is the crutch of cinematic trigolites. Like, hey mom, dad, there's a dinosaur ghost or whatever in my room. Yeah, right, Junior, go back to bed. Fuck you, mom and dad. How many times are we going to watch this trope unfold? It wasn't goddamn funny the first time I saw it. Just once, I like to see dad crap his pants when a kid says there's a vampire in his closet. Oh shit, everyone in the minivan. Be fucking dad of the year right there. Okay, stop. What do I do? What? You have a hammer? Man, so lame. Okay, whatever. You should, look into weaponizing your Silodex. My bro is always getting on my case about it. But man, it's not as easy as it sounds, but if you're fighting monsters left and right, you don't have much choice. Okay, I guess I could read up on data structures some more. How's it going there? I'm out in the living room. He's usually here, but I don't see him. Might be playing his mind games. He's always playing this ninja shit. All I see is Lil Cal over here, so I guess he can't be far. Oh god, so lame. What? See, I just don't know why you think it's cool. His ventriloquist rapping thing. Oh, Lil Cal? No, man. Lil Cal is the shit. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm just saying that being a white guy who's a rapper with a ventriloquist ventriloquist doll is not cool by any stretch of the imagination or by any definition of word cool, ironic or otherwise. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, bullshit. Hal is dope. Puppets are awesome. John Egbert blows. The end. Yeah, more like the opposite of all those things is the thing that is true. I'm going to read. Good luck with your bro. Loading. Read your book. Stay wary of these fools. Pfft, monsters. Only retarded babies who poop in their diapers believe in that stuff. Rose, you stroll right out the front door. It looks like your mom has satisfied her strife quota for the day. She simply returns to her housework. No point in going out the front door anymore. Might as well head out the back, like you originally planned. Let's get water. Cancel. I'm gonna set this down real quick so I can get water. Okay. No point. Okay. Bloop. First, be the pony. Second, trample mom. You can't be the stupid pony, and frankly, you can't imagine why anyone would want to. But you give the pony a begrudging pat on the snout anyway. Her name is Maplehoof. John, turn around. Oh my god. So, data structures for assholes. Chapter 7. God damn it, why do I even bother? The good news, finally your revolting incompetence can be put to use. Instead of accidentally firing a Silodex full of steak knives into a priceless oil painting or your beloved great aunt, you can turn that fumbling fury toward one of your foes, such as the ability to grasp painfully simple concepts. The bad news, I'm tired of explaining myself hoarse to you gibbering fuckwads. In this chapter, I will be phoning it in with the liberal use of diagrams and shitty clip art. What you are going to do about it, you are going to wriggle in your own vicious secretions like the worms you are. That's what. Here, learn something for a change. Boop. Asshole notes. Pursue your lips together to form a stiff pucker. Apply them firmly to my rear end. I now pronounce you man and wife. Now get in the kitchen and make my ass some dinner, bitch. Wow. You're trying to read, okay? This book is already unpleasant enough as it is, without weird voices in your head nagging you to do things. Besides, I thought we already agreed there's no such thing as monsters. Fine. You'll interrupt your reading and turn around, but you don't see what could possibly be so. Oh my god, it's a monster. Don't think everybody gets it. Put the bunny back in the box. Rose, exit. You leave through the back door. Nearby is the transformer, which distributes electricity from the underground generator, followed by the river flowing beneath your house. The transformer was struck by lightning, though, and no longer works. You wonder if your mother has any plans to have it fixed. You guess she'd rather just play her mind games in a dark house like a weirdo. You can see the mausoleum and the portable generator across your backyard. You're almost there. Rose, use umbrella. You register your items and begin the Soggy Trek Mausoleum Ward. John, get up. This is no time for slumber. Okay, so this was originally like a flash. So, boop. Rose, forget the W and make haste to the mausoleum. Retrieving the W never even crossed your mind. It was just a stupid magnet. John, salvage your weapon and fight on. Yes, again. Get the BDA. Recap. Pick it up. Okay. You said put the bunny back in the box. Now, why couldn't he put the bunny back in the box? Now, exult. Victory spoils are yours. The amazing victory allows you to scale the first 2 achievement rungs of your Etcha ladder. You are now the plucky tot, with a new feather in your cap to show for it. The Etcha ladder rewards your bold ascent with 125 boon dollars. You waste little time in your sorting them in your ceramic pork hollow. Or howl? Additionally, climbing the rungs has boosted your gel viscosity and cash limits. Words. By expanding your cash limit, you've made room for all the nice grist you just collected. You now have 32 fragments of build grist and 10 fragments of shale. What's that card about? It seems the shale imp had allocated the bunny to its strife specibus. But sort of a stupid thing to use for a weapon, but you might as well grab it and stick the bunny in your strife deck. While you're at it, it will at the very least be safer there. Okay. Buddy kind, hammer kind. You group the two specified in your strike portfolio. No self-respecting striker would be caught dead with that one. Gather the scattered bits of your large hammer. Oddly enough, it seems breaking the sledgehammer altered the apparatus from hammer kind to handle kind, even going as far as expelling the head of your smaller hammer from your deck to force compliance. You didn't even notice in the heat of battle. You grab the sledgehammer handle, expelling the useless Harlequin figure. Now repair the hammer. You merge the sledgehammer head with its handle and return it to your strife deck, repairing the hammer kind apparatus in the process. The smaller hammer handle is ejected from the deck since, of course, handles of any sort no longer belong in there, obviously. Fine, now what? Dave is pestering you, but you don't have time to deal with his nonsense right now. Something is amiss in your room and you can't quite put your finger on it. Rose, hurry and activate the generator. You fire up the generator and drag the cord into the mausoleum. It of course would be foolish to run the generator inside a confined space. Generator safety is everyone's business. Rose, to file tomb. Sorry, Jaspers, you have to make space for the laptop. Besides, your final resting place is already a mockery. You should have decomposed years ago under a bed of petunias like a normal cat, not given to a taxidermist and fitted with a tiny custom tailor suit and then stuffed in a coffin built for infants. Rose, plug in your laptop. You plug in your laptop and connect to the internet signal again. Everything predictably falls out of your Silodex, but you're not about to get bent out of shape about it. You have bigger fish to fry. Looks like Dave noticed you're back online. He pesters you like clockwork. And there's John. What on earth is he up to now? The door, John. Look at the door. You're right. Didn't Rose yank the door off its hinges and prop it on your bed? Someone or something has put it back and left it slightly ajar. Incredibly alarming. Investigate. Ho 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 ho. What this is so outrageous. Rose, pester John. Boop. Oh, there you are. John said your house was burning down. Are you on fire yet or what? No, for now I have retired to the safety of a smaller building, which is much closer to the forest fire threatening my residence. Oh, well, that's a relief. John told me to get the game to help get you out of there. So I'm working on that now. Working on it? Yeah, my bro's copy. Long story. Hey, don't tell John this, but I think he might have been right about the puppets. They're sort of starting to freak me out a little. You're referring to your brother's collection? I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool and all. The semi-ironic puppet thing or whatever? Or semi-ironic? Man, I don't even know. I'm just starting to think some of this shit is going a little far and it's kind of fucked up. I've seen his websites. I like them. Yeah, well, you would. Oh man, I wish little Cal wouldn't look at me like that with those dead eyes. Jesus. Sometimes I dream that he's real and he's talking to me and I wake up in a cold sweat and basically flip the fuck out. Interesting. Oh god. What did I tell you my dream? You're gonna have a field day with that. I'm currently scrawling notes furiously into one of the many psychoanalyst journals I maintain for you. Published papers forthcoming. Because, it's not like either of us have anything better to do at the moment than to evaluate each other's radically deliberating pathologies. Yeah, I'm gonna get moving. Oh, have you heard from John? He's not answering me. He won't answer me either, but I am watching him. I suspect he is preoccupied with the fact that he just had a bucket of water dumped on his head by the ghost of his dead grandmother, who also happens to be dressed like a clown. Alright, I'm out. Later. Boop. Interrogate this mad woman. Nana? Yes, dear. Wow, you scared the living daylights out of me. Ho 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 ho. Well, I guess it was a really great prank. Good one, Nana. Anyway, are you really my dead Nana? Of course, John. I have come back to help you on your journey through the medium and beyond. I am delighted to see what a fine young man you've turned out to be, just like your father. Okay, I guess I will take your word for it. I don't remember you at all. My dad said I was really young when you died. Hey, speaking of which, do you know where he is? I looked everywhere for him. Okay, I'm gonna click on this. Oh, it's not a link. Hey, look, it's dead. Boop, boop. Boop. Your father was kidnapped. Oh no. When you crossed over to the medium, he was apprehended by the forces of darkness, which your present here was awakened. What? Okay, so what is the medium you're talking about? It is where we are now, a realm that is a ring of pure void, dividing light and darkness. It turns in the thick of the Insphere, a place untouched by the flow of time in your universe. You mean because we are inside a computer or in the game software or something? A computer? Why, what is that, dear? Some new finagled contraption like the horseless Autobox car? It's like this machine that, ho, of course I know what a computer is, John. I was just pulling your leg. Ho! Oh, okay. No, John, you're not inside a computer or software or anything like that. Try not to be so linear. Dear, the software that brought you here was merely a mechanism that served as a gateway. Its routines in a way serve to invoke this realm's instance, yet it stands independently of all physical machine. But somewhat paradoxically, always has. I'm not sure I get any of that, but alright. So, what do I actually need to be doing here? I think it would be best if you started with the big picture. Oh god. I'm gonna play this and then I'll read the text. Above the medium, beyond. I'm not gonna do voices anymore. At least for Nana. Okay. Above the medium, beyond the seven gates, residing at the core of the Infosphere, is a place known as Skaya. Legend holds that Skaya exists as a dormant crucible of unlimited creative potential. What does this mean, you ask? I'm afraid my lips are sealed about that, dear. Ho ho. But needless to say, where a realm of such profound importance is concerned, forces of light will forever be changed with its defense, while forces of darkness will just as persistently covet its destruction. Boop. 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 And as it so happens, at the center of this realm, whose fate is in question, those very forces duel on a stage stuck in eternal stalemate. Yes, they have dueled in this manner forever, that is, until you showed up. Me? Me? Yes, you, John. Before your mishap with my ashes, you may recall. Wait. I'm just gonna show this. Durst, Prospect. Um, Before your mishap with my ashes, you may recall the sprite's previous incarnation, which resulted from its kernels hatching. You see, this hatching occurs automatically in response to your arrival. The result is a pair of kernels, one dark, one light, each carrying the information they were prototyped with before the hatch. One goes down to a kingdom entrenched in darkness, the other up to a kingdom basking in the light. Each comes to rest in an orb stop aspire, of which there are three others in kind. The four spires are situated above a throne, and these two thrones preside over the two respective sovereign powers. And once the kernels are situated, that is when the game is afoot. The true war begins. Light versus dark, good versus evil. This is a war that the forces of light are always destined to lose without exception. A quest of fatality, then. What? Wow, really? Then what's the point? What remains for you to find out? That remains for you to find out, dear, for you see, the journey you are about to take is the ultimate riddle. Whoa. For now, your objective is to proceed towards Skya and pass through the first gate, situated directly above your house, not even terribly far. The gates will become progressively more difficult to reach, so you had better be prepared to sharpen your adventuring skills. How am I supposed to get it up there? You build. Okay, I think I get it now. So I guess the battle against good and evil is sort of irrelevant. Well, I don't know what. I don't know. That all sounds kind of weird, but in any case, we build the house to get to these gates, and then I can save my dad. Yes, John. And then after that, we solve this ultimate riddle thing and save Earth from destruction. Oh no, I'm afraid not. Your planet is done for, dear. There is nothing you could do about it. Oh. Your purpose is so much more important than saving that silly old planet, though. And that is. Yes, I will have to agree with the float hag about that. John, you are such a good boy. I know you will succeed. Thanks, Nana. You are a good boy, and good boys deserve treats. Hooray! I am going to bake you some cookies. ... The hag mentioned cookies. Pursue her. Betty Crocker! Oh, god damn it. That's just what you need. More baked goods. John, you do not say no to cookies. I command you to get them. You totally abjure the hell out of that idea. You are so busy abjuring, you don't even notice Rose has been trying to pester you this whole time. Rose hit John in the head with box to get his attention. You give John a swift drubbing in the noggin, but he is undeterred. That is some fit he is throwing. Perhaps you would take the spare moment to contemplate the Nana Sprite's strange tale. It may also behoove you to record your thoughts on these developments in your game FAQs walkthrough/journal. It can be hard finding time to update it. In fact, you're not even sure where you found the time to write what's already there. Oh, is that so, Jaspers? And just who do you think you're looking at with that smug grin? The last thing you need is sass from a dead cat. It's pretty much all his fault you're in this mess in the first place. So he could just button it. Boop. John, cookies. Now you refuse outright. This impudence is unsufferable. Go get the cookies. Well, when you put it so politely, how can John decline? John, you are stupid. You really need to work on your manners. Stupid, dumb. That's not a command. It's nothing. It's stupid. You're stupid. For the last time, I command you to get the cookies, boy. It's just not going to happen, buddy. Years in the future, but really not enough to write home about it. An agitated finger slips mid-keystroke. Boop, boop. Beans! Human etiquette. Boop, boop. Oh. Game FAQs. Okay. B100, the long and short, the medium too. I may have been hasty in advising you not to bother with the prototyping process. If I spared any detail, it was only to optimize your chances of survival. And if you find yourself begrudging the absence of certain instructions which, if followed, would have resulted in your demise, then I guess that makes two of us. Otherwise, you're welcome. But the fact appears to be that prototyping the kernel sprite before making your gateway may offer the only opportunity to exercise control over your new environment, a place known as the medium. Also, if prototyped with one or two significantly, albeit loosely humanoid or sentient element, living or otherwise, it offers the chance to have all this explained to you by a apparitional guide through whatever sort of cryptic sketch doublespeak your choice of prototyping elements / engenders. In lieu of this, you may be forced to settle for my clear though thorough explanations and Attitude's dissection of raw data. Again, don't mention it. If you have made it to the medium with a unmolested vanilla sprite, well, I've already covered the bad news about this missed opportunity, and I will go into this further soon. Though, to what extent this actually is bad news, I am not sure. I know only the result of my co-player's current configuration, wherein the sprite was prototyped once before the departure and once after, which brings us to the good news, in which you can still prototype after your departure and salvage the massively rewarding experience of haggling with an exposition slinging phantom guide, so long as you avoid prototyping with terribly inert items such as a brass door knuckle and your father's pornography collection. Rose, are you talking about your bro? Your dad? Actually, that might be interesting. If you are struck by the spirit of such experimentation, please do not hesitate to contact me about it. Oh yes, You can enhance your spirits in this way. By doing so after your departure will no longer induce this effect on the medium I alluded to. That can only be accomplished with one or more pre-departure prototypings. In fact, we can extraloped. There are only so many ways to prototype a spirit. Tiers of prototyping in relations to departure. Both before, one after, both after, only one, either before or after, none. These occurring before will affect the medium through the kernel's hatching process, and your guide, i.e. the sprite, those occurring after will only affect the sprite. The effects this process has on the medium are more globally. The insusphere are still vague to me. They have to do with flavoring the forces you will struggle against, and generally all forces and odds with each other in this realm. It has given me some insight in the nature of the game, which again I derive through extrapolation. We appear to be engaging an assistance of a dimension with a highly flexible set parameters and a series of objectives surrounding an equally flexible mythological framework. This framework seems to begin as a sort of blank template and evolves with the player's actions, and likely further evolves with the addition of more host/client connections and thus more prototyped kernels. I regret to say I can't be much more specific than that without loosely extrapolating further. There are plenty of questions that have occurred to me, however, questions concerning the kernel sprite, which I've raised implicitly already, such as what is the effect of unprototyped kernel on the medium, or a doubly prototyped kernel for that matter, and even more salate are questions about this dimension itself. Do all players worldwide make it to this dimension if they successfully complete their departure, or is a unique blank instance of the dimension created for each new player? I have no evidence, but instinct tells me it's closer to the latter situation. There is no indication of any other players present in this realm. Altercations in this realm seem singularly centered on the actions of my co-player and myself. If I had to stake anything on it, I would guess every separate client/server pair activates its own fresh copy of an insusphere, or a unique session, if you will. But the quantity of players in a further complication is a further complication which invites more questions. It seems the game was designed to suit two players most naturally, the server and the client. But through a mishap, my co-player and I have slipped out of the obvious tandem arrangement, and the only logical course of action to continue playing is to string a daisy chain of server/client connections together until presumably the chain is complete. Theoretically, we could complete this chain with only one other player functioning as the server to my client and the client to my current co-player's server, assuming he could recover it. The strange thing is, though, in our instance of this dimension, there are 4 receptacles for divided kernels, not 3. Does this mean we are destined to have a 4-player chain? How could the game know such a thing? Perhaps it does, and if this proves to be the case, I trust I will be sufficiently numb to this realization. I can consider nothing about this game surprising at this point, and in fact, from the first moments of play, it managed to deviate so from my expectations that I completely forgot that my original purpose with it was I had chances to test some information I obtained on good authority during the prototyping phases, but it completely slipped my mind. Instead, the game's catacombs, securing the dark twisting paths to necromancy were blundered into rather on accident. But perhaps you don't need to know any of this. Rethink organization lead may be waist deep, leather herrick, sledge trimmed down, blech. She's not finished with this yet. Geez, cut her some slack. Maybe you could go bug someone somewhere else for a while, or at the very least, someone else. Oh. Many months in the past, but not many. Need water. Okay. Hold on, water. Okay, I have water. Hi, happy birthday, Rose. Hello and thanks. Did you get John's present yet? I just opened it this very moment. With a stunning coincidence, you would ask about it. No. I'm stunned. Yeah, I know. What will you make with it? And who said it was something from which something else could be made? Well, John did tell me what it was, duh. I suppose I'll take a stab at learning the craft. It's the least I can do in response to the subtle dig concealed in his gesture. He often tells me I need a new hobby when I make perfectly reasonable analytical remarks. Oh, but Rose, I didn't think he meant anything like that by it. And you see, not everybody always means the opposite of what they say the way you and Dave always do. Maybe. His birthday is in a few months, isn't it? Yep, I finally finished a present for him. I've been working on it for years. Years? It's so hard to tell when you're joking, or if you're even capable of it. I just mailed it too, so it is sure to get there on time. Mail takes a while to get anywhere from here. I'll probably craft him something with strong sentimental value. That should burn him. I don't really think you meant that. I guess not. So, shall I expect a green package dropped to my house via airmail from whatever screwball cranny of the globe you're tucked into? No. Sorry, but you're sort of hard to shop for. Besides, I have something for you today that I think you will like better than something in a box. Oh? It's a tip. This is already intriguing enough to compensate for the grave sacredity of lavish gifts parachuting from the sky. Please go on. Did you have a pet a long time ago that died? Yes. Oh, well, how did you feel about your cat? Did you love him a lot? Okay, well, I didn't mention it was a cat or that it was a male. Let's pretend I'm surprised and you're embarrassed and move on. To answer your question, I would describe my feelings towards the animal as lukewarm. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter, I think. Just, what if someone told you you could play a game that would bring him back to life? If someone told me that, I would regard the remark with a great deal of skepticism. If that someone was you, on the other hand, then I would have to ask preemptively, is that someone you? Yes, that someone is me. I just thought you might find it interesting. So what is this game? I don't know. I'm just saying is all. I think you'll hear about it later, and maybe you could talk to John and Dave about it. They're all way more into that stuff than I am. I'll see what the word on the street is about. The word on the street is about it. See what the word on the street is about it in due time. For now, I should probably order a copy of Knitting for Assholes. It would be a shame if I ran late with John's present. Boop. Loading. Dave, get katana. You capture log your katana. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 9 divided by 10 equals 9. And prepare to venture out into the apartment to retrieve your bro's copy of the game. But first, just maybe. Dave, retrieve dead bird. Oh god. A YouTube video. Dude, that bird is long gone. It probably won't last long in this heat anyway, so you don't even know what's up with the sick heat. The sun threatens to set, but won't step off. It's staring you down like the big red eye of a hot needle skipping on a groove it's tracing round the earth. While lingering in mid-air, its heat seems to suspend time itself, stretching it like warped vinyl. It's meant to rain this season, but there ain't been a drop in sight. Even a little drizzle would help. Might help to fizzle the sizzle a little bizzle. Set the record straight on this globe turn tizzle. So don't change the dizzle, turn it up a little. I've got a living room full of fine dime brizzles waiting on the pizzle, the dizzle, and the shizzle. Geez, to the bizwacko ladies here, we gizmo. When the pimp's in the crib, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. English romantic poet John Keats. Yeah, Snoop Dogg. Dave, exit your room and go into the living room. Sorry, little dude, coming through, gotta put you down for a bit. You figure you left him hanging long enough. Dave hastily entered the room with wild abandon. You barge in and see a familiar face, a friendly face. You stand in the living room. Your bro spends most of his days in here. At night, he crashes on the futon over there. You don't see him anywhere, though. There's the puppet chest he stores little Cal in when he takes him out on gigs. But when he's home, he usually leaves Cal on display somewhere, and with good reason, because Cal is totally sweet. So sweet, man. Dave, pity the fool. It's your brother's Mr. T puppet, which, of course, is kept in the apartment with a sense of profound, humorous irony. But as usual with your bro's exploits, this is no ordinary irony or anything close to a pedestrian tier 1 ironic gesture, which is a meager single step removed from sincerity. This is like 10 levels of irony removed from the original joke. It might have been funny like 8 years ago to joke about Mr. T and how he was sort of lame, but that was the very thing that made him awesome and badass, and that his awesomeness was also sort of the joke. But in this case, the joke is the joke, and that degree of irony itself is also the joke, and so on. Only highly adept satirical ninjas like you and your bro can appreciate stuff like satire. Why didn't he just use satire? It's cool talking stuff that other people think is funny, but you know really it isn't, and making it funny again by adding subtle strata of irony which are utterly undetectable to the untrained eye. Also, for good measure, Mr. T is wearing a leather thong and handcuffed to a pantless Chuck Norris doll. God, you hope you could be as good as your bro at this someday. You'd never tell him that, though. Oh my god. Is that true? Oh, he is. Dave, find low Cal and give fist bumps. Cal's nowhere in sight. All you see is a bunch of your bros' weird nude puppets strewn around haphazardly. You guess these things are kind of cool? Sort of. Dave, play a game on the Xbox. It looks like your bro was playing. It's not like him to leave in the middle of this totally intense gaming. Not like him to misplace Cal either. Man, you hope the little guy's alright. Oh, shit. Oh, there you are, dude. Didn't see you there. We be chill today, Cal. Yeah, you better fucking believe we be chill. Cal is the man. Dave resists great urge to play Bros Xbox. You fail to resist the urge. You start thrashing up stunts, something uncanonical on your quest for mad snacks, and get this way rude hunger under control. Shit is basically flying off the hook. It's like shit wants nothing to do with that hook. The hook is dead to that shit. But you get stuck in some poorly modeled 3D fixture or something like a railing or a piece of the wall. You'll have to reset. Fuck this shit. Dave, give little Cal a bro fist bump. Aw, man, you almost forgot. Gotta give the Seaman some props. Dave, check out your bro's sweet gear. Don't touch it. Your bro has so much sweet gear, it's hard to keep up with it all sometimes. Here's his computer setup. He's usually got a lot of stuff cooking on here at any given moment. Since he's not around, you might as well sneak a peek. Look at your bro. Dave, look at your bro's computer. All hell no. Your bro's computer is password protected, of course, to protect all the incredible top secret shit he's got on the burners. Of course, you know what the password is, and he knows you know it, and you're both cool with that because the password is the most awesome thing it could be. It's his birthday. No. You enter the password on the desktop. On the desktop is a hodgepodge of unnamed folders to store all the stuff he's working on. No one could decipher his organization system but him. He also tends to use the application complete bullshit to keep up with the ludicrous amount of websites and newsfeed he monitors to stay hip on the scene. What the fuck? New folder. Lots of new folders, bro. Although normally when you do like a new folder on your computer, you can only have one folder named new folder. Dave, open complete bullshit. Oh my god. This is complete bullshit. Dave, check if Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff has a sweet update. Your bro keeps up with your projects in his agri-terrier, just like you keep up with his. He's tuned into your various blogs, and of course, Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You navigate to the latest comic and one of the many bullshit feed bands. Dave, mouse over the orange stripe containing plush rump. Oh god. I gotta share this with you all. That's terrifying. Soft ass join hashtag plush rump. Foam friends. Hi, soft ass quivers foam prospects at soft ass. I am plague skimbo. Bet there's a lot of give to that ass. Bounce the coin off of it. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, bet that coin will take a good nap there. Oh my god. Senor Wincies. Bunraku. Oh god. Go on the free tour for all the fuzzy fluff, frolicsome fun you can stomach and more. Live puppet chat 24/7. Oh god. Another one of your bro's many ironic websites. The difference here is he rakes in thousands of dollars a month through this enterprise. Muppets are a multi-billion-dollar a year enterprise. And it's awfully hard to resist taking a firm squeeze of the plump udder of that cash cow. Dave, stop wasting time and look for bro's beta. You guess he messed around on his computer long enough. Better get a move on before it's too late for Rose, or worse yet, your bro catches you. But my god, the rumps. They're so transfixing. You know this is ironic and all, and your bro reaches echelons of irony, and you could only dream of daring to fathom, but on rare occasions when your guard is down, it all seems just a tad unsettling to you. The fuck? Fucking cow. Oh, hey there, little cow. Oh my god, he's staring into your soul. Dave, give little cow a nervous fist bump. You are sort of starting to flip the fuck out, without losing your cool, of course. Dave, pester John to ease your nerves. You get Egbert on the line again to give him the lowdown on your progress. You feel it's important to keep the wires hot, but he's not answering. You wonder what that guy's up to. Hey, what is up? What happened with the monster that is definitely in your room? Did you kill it? Where are you, man? Anyway, things are cool here, totally cool. Puppets are still awesome, no problems with them or anything. Like, just really, really awesome. Looks like Rose is finally logged in again. Did John say her house was burning down? You wonder if she's on fire yet or something. Dave pestered Rose. Okay, so I'm not gonna read this because we've already heard this. It's the same thing. Seconds in the future, but not many. John, what are you doing? Snap out of it. We ought to discuss what your grandmother told you. Don't you think? Fine. Enjoy your stupor. I'll go about my business elsewhere. Rose, deploy the punch design X. John, whenever you read this, you should know I put the shell you collected to use and finally deployed the punch design X. It is in your study. I can only drop it though. You'll have to be the one to mess around with it and see what it does. When you're finished with your weird Histronautics. Maybe you could give it a try. I'm updating my walkthrough and it would help to know what it does. Also, I should probably warn you that your house and yard are completely infested with monsters now. Try to be careful. So I can see, stupid lousy imps. They're mucking up all my cool stuff. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm not sure what came over me there. I was acting really crazy for some reason, but my head feels like it's clearing up. I think I'm alright now. John, rebuild the claw hammer and return it to Specifist. You're getting way better at this sort of thing. John, confront Pogo Ride to prepare yourself for Nana. Thank God your sanity has returned so you can entertain extremely rational, coherent thoughts like this one. You examine the Pogo Ride from the bathroom window. You do not like what you see. Oh, son of a bitches, no one risks painful injury on your green slime ghost Pogo Ride, but you. No one but you. Rose, drop something heavy on one of the imps. Rose, my piano! Sorry, no nuance to these controls at all. I was hoping to bludgeon the imp without letting go of it. I guess I can't really do that. A broken piano isn't the end of the world, though. I guess you're right. You'll need to pick up the spoils in person. I can't interact with the grist. So that means I have to go out the back door? Yes. Is there a problem? Well, it may sound dumb, but I was hoping to avoid Nana and her spooky ghost cookies. You're right, that does sound dumb. Can you see her in the kitchen? Yeah, what does she do? What's she doing? Is she baking? You could say that. Are you sure you can't get that grist up to me somehow? Maybe. Rose, use Pogo Ride to fling grist through window. Doesn't look like the grist is going anywhere. You just never know with these game abstractions. Rose, drop Pogo Ride in John's bathroom. John, get grist. There you go. Now, why don't you check out the Design X? You can do that while I get to work. On what? Piano, level up for slaying the imp. The piano in its valiant effort has unfortunately been slayed. But if it hadn't, it would have reeked in so many boon dollars. You have no idea. So many. Rose, it's time to build. Nana said to build, so that's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, okay. But this sure is going to take a lot of grist. Looks like you're going to be busy, John Blag. Well, what are you building? Stairs? They are fairly expensive, actually. Oh man, I could have warned you about those stairs, Rose. I'll try recouping some of the grist from the catwalk I built earlier. It keeps happening. Oh, good. Looks like I could get a refund for earlier allocations. I told you, Rose. I told you about the stairs. Okay, consider me fully briefed on the matter of the stairs now. If you don't mind, it's hard enough to concentrate on this without immersing ourselves in Strider's non-sequitur. Did you know he thinks puppets are cool? Does he? He's so dumb. Rose, use build grist to construct observation tower on roof. Okay, you obviously don't have enough grist yet for something that ambitious, but you can get started with something of a foundation for upward construction at least. John, check cabinets for imps are useful items. No imps in here, just a lot of shaving cream. Dad loves shaving. Dads love shaving. It's basically all they do. When they're not baking, that is. John, bring 2 cans of shaving cream. You capsulog 2 cans of shaving cream just in case. You never know when you need to bust out a hilarious shaving cream Santa beard to ratchet up your prankster's gambit. Your telescope goes flying out the window. John, pogo ride. It's a little cramped in here for any sort of proper reckless pogoing. You'll just grab it and hang on to it till the right moment presents itself. The towel floats down to the rack. The circle of stupidity is complete. Rose, check up on Nana Quinn. See what's cooking. All them cookies. John, make your way to the study. It looks like the imps have taken a shining to the correct shooter. Croxite and black goo everywhere. John, ride Slimer, Pogo, and one up that imp. Well, okay, it's not a Slimer Pogo, but you mount it anyway and brandish your deadly armaments. John, ride your steed to victory. This is incredibly dangerous. John, flip the fuck out. Let's see how they like the old double-barrel Lather Blaster. Whoops, oh shit. Mr. John respectfully asks that you please stand up. Don't move or the pogo gets it. Now, sir boy, flee from this boorish rabble post-haste. Nice abscond, dude. Refrigerator, level up for slaying the imp. The refrigerator skyrockets up the echelon to a new rung 5-star General Electric and earns $285 boon. Things are really looking up for this feisty appliance. Well done, John. Polite congratulations. For some reason, you feel a sense of positive reinforcement. Wherever that feeling is coming from, it sure is a welcome change from your erratic moods earlier. Now, my civil fellow, I have a well-mannered query to ask. I blocked the entrance to the study to give you some space to work with the design X. John, imps behind you. Should I take care of it? You trapped your PDA again, didn't you? Why did you have to pick up all that stupid shaving cream? So pointless. Rose, drop something heavy on one of those imps. John, might I bother you for a can opener? Obviously, oblivious to the commotion behind you, you suddenly you find yourself pondering the whereabouts of a can opener. You think there is probably one in the kitchen, but the path is blocked by your refrigerator. John is completely unresponsive. What the hell is that nincompoop doing? Years in the future, but let's not get totally carried away here. A studious eye darts about a page like a honeybee gathering the nectar of wisdom. Typical human. Please, thank you. You're welcome. Good day. How do you do? Splendid, and you? Gratification. Rip. Munch, munch, munch. Elixir. Known as tea. Everyone is polite. Munch, munch, munch. Oh my gosh. Gamificus. Okay. Appendix. Screen captures. Part 1. I can't take as mini as I like for a comprehensive document. Documentation, but for what it's worth, here's what I've managed to collect so far. More captures forthcoming. Co-player John assesses environment after transition to the medium, followed by sprite, sans kernel, prototype, once pre-hatched, completely useless in this form. Severed from suburban grid, house remains mysteriously powered, convenience presumably facilitated by a game which perhaps deems navigation a powerless house to be a handicap, less in keeping with spirit of game principle. Statement of challenge. Internet connection remains stable as well, will likely remain stable until the internet itself is compromised by some external threat. Something like that, let's say hackers. Kill monsters, get grist, build on the house, that's the game. Didn't know what the point of this was at the time. Floundering trial and error exhibit. I have no idea what the fuck he is doing now. So these are all like awesome little links to like stuff that's being prototyped and going on. Yeah. Rose, construct loft with above John's room. Ladders seem to be a bit cheaper than stairs. Fellow John, it appears we have reached an impasse. Yeah, it seems so. The opener dilemma remains unsettled, most unfortunate. It is unfortunate, I guess. What are we talking about again? But it has been a pleasure nonetheless. Thanks for the courtesy. It's not really necessary, but thanks anyway. Oh, but thank you. Okay. Thank you so very, very much, dear favorable small primate. I shall take my leave now, John, until next time. Wait, where did all the sweet loot come from? And why is there suddenly a crumpled hat on your head? John, gather grist, examine DesignX. Feeling especially economical with your behavior, suddenly you scoop up all the grist in the room and turn your attention to the punch DesignX with all in one fell swoop. The device features a countertop station design with a keyboard setup not unlike an old-fashioned computer. There is a blinking red light with a diagram etched into a panel. Rose, answer Dave. Okay, wait, hold on. Why am I getting this stupid game for you? You're the one who should be wrist deep in puppet ass. What is the specific problem? The problem is I'm up to my goddamn neck in fucking puppet dong. You know, the mannequin dick. Accept it. I am enrobed in chafing, wriggling, god fucking damn puppet pelvis. An obscenely long, coarse hermit cock is being dragged across my anguished face. Let's put this into perspective. You put up with a puppet prostate because you love it. Because you love it. Also, coarse is a good word. You don't seem to harbor any sympathy for the fact that I've burrowed fuck deep into lively, fluffy Muppet buttock. Whirlwind whirling in the terrible cyclone of the epicenter of my own personal holocaust of twitching foam noses. It's also like a fucking apocalypse of perky probasic here, like the cyclops, I guess. Are you going to start rapping about this? What? No. What? No, listen. Prolong a flesh bereft of home, found soulless twixt a cleft of foam. Oh no. No, oh Jesus. Of apocalypse, your thoughts eclipse a painted pair of parted lips, that dare through kiss to stir the air, that teases tufts of orange hair, and though faces flushed in lovers' fits, hands snug and plush as gloves befit. Okay, Dickinson, if you could shut your me trap for half a second, this is serious. I am just saying, if I see one more soft bulbous bottom being like kind of jutting out and impudent or whatever, I'm gonna fly off the handle. I am going to do some sort of aerobatic fucking pirouette off the handle and win like a medal or some shit. Then let's hope there will be a squishy derriere somewhere below the handle to break your fall. Boop. Next one. John, observe back of the first visible capsule log card. You flip over the top card containing your pogo ride. Anytime you capsule log something, a new code appears on the back of the card. You've always wondered what the code was for. Damn, these things are hard to read, but then you've never really found any reason to decipher them. Until now, perhaps. John, examine reverse side of hammer card and strife specialist. Looks like cards from your strife deck have codes too. John, enter captcha code as seen on back of Pogo Ride. You enter the code capital D, capital Q, capital M, lowercase m, capital J, capital L, lowercase e, capital K into the keyboard. At least you think that's what the code is. The red light switches off, a green light begins blinking. John, insert card. John, type in lowercase n, capital Z, 7, capital U, lowercase n, 6, capital B, capital I. In the interest of due diligence, you enter the other code and repeat the process with that card, too. Both cards are now punched with different hole patterns. John, attempt to retrieve Pogo from the card. Oh well, that should just be a simple matter of, it looks like it's trapped now. You don't see how you can access the item anymore or store the new item there, for that matter. These cards are pretty much useless now, and the items they contain are toast, but maybe all is not lost. Recalling from your experience with the pre-punch card, you may be able to use the cards to replicate the items in question, assuming you got the codes right, that is. John, mash keys heedlessly. Not quite through with your cowboy epicism just yet. You mash at the keyboard to generate a random code. You enter DSKJHSDK. The design X stops you after 8 characters, which appears to be the maximum length for a code. The green light goes on, signaling its readiness for a card. You figure you might as well burn the shaving cream, since the product is not exactly at a premium in your household. You also figure you might as well merge the 2 cans onto 1 card. You're a little sad that your dad isn't around for this. You have a feeling he would get a real kick out of the idea of duplicating more shaving cream. You punch the card with the pattern that is in no way related to the code for the item it contains. This should make for an interesting experiment. Mad Scientist is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you just burned another card. In the process, your deck is really dwindling now. Maybe you should have thought this through a little better. On the plus side, you just freed up your PDA, which is overflowing with pent-up chatter of anxious pesterers. John, answer your chums. Puppets. Awesome. That's really all there is to say in the matter. Tech God had changed his mood to rancorous. John, I'm about to throw a bathtub through your wall. Watch out. Wow, that was totally unnecessary. I made a shortcut upstairs. I thought it would be a good idea to get up there and try the cards as soon as possible. Also, you weren't being terribly responsive. You mean these stairs? Man, look at these shitty stairs. They're so narrow. I'm supposed to climb these? They're perfectly navigable. I'm saving on grist for now. If you keep slaying foes collecting grist and expanding the cash limit, we may not need to be so economical with our resources in the future. So, why didn't you just build a way up through that hole into my dad's room? Have you ever been in there? No, exactly. Huh? I'd rather not get sidetracked. I am more interested in further exploring the mechanics of the game than watching you discover what sort of outlandish harlequin decor your father keeps in his room. Oh, come on. That's the big idea. I'll just climb up and go right through. Well, will you? Yeah, why not? Are you saying you've never wondered what was in there or why it's been kept a secret from you? Well, I mean, yeah. Then trust me. You won't be going right on through. Wait, are you saying there's something, like, troubling in there? I don't know. What do you mean? What do you see in there? I can't see in there. Oh, but I don't have a very good feeling about it. Pfft, whatever. I think I could handle a few more stupid clown paintings. Rose, move punched cards to John's room. Rose, drag some crooksite dowels up to John's room. John, collect grist, examine safe. You swoop up the bountiful supply of grist generated by your co-player's recent exploits. From now on, it will probably go without saying that you'll nab any grist laying around without making a big fuss over it. You check out the busted safe, which has made a noble sacrifice in battle. Some of your father's odds and ends have spilled out, including some old newspaper clippings and two rather hefty tomes. It's a fair bet that these books comprised at least half the weight of the safe. Yeah?
You could watch Rose for a second. Chris got hurt. I need to help him.
Okay.